Hi there, I'm Craig Ingstrom, co-owner of Covert Investigative Service, a full-service private investigation company located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We provide services of all types, and we've been in the industry for approximately 35 years. In our previous video, we talked about the signs that you should be looking for in order to identify whether or not you have employees stealing from you. I'd like to share with you two quick stories. The first story involves employees stealing money, for example, from cars. Let's say that you own a valet service. Now, it wouldn't be in your best interest if your employees are taking money. So in the past, we've set up hidden cameras in order to identify whether or not employees are stealing from the cars. When we did identify the theft that was occurring, we were able to help the client resolve that without negative press. This is one advantage of hiring a private investigation company over, for example, reporting this type of stuff to public policing. The second story we shared in the first video, and it involves a furniture business where delivery drivers were taking inventory from the warehouse, stopping off at another warehouse and taking the good furniture and replacing it with less quality furniture, and then ultimately delivering it to the customers. So we would like to make sure that this type of thing doesn't happen to your business. So again, in the previous video, we showed you the signs of employee theft and how to spot it. In this video, we will talk about the steps you can take to protect yourself from employee theft. First, save yourself trouble and money by making a small investment upfront in the hiring process. Do a background check. It's a relatively inexpensive procedure and can involve a basic check for criminal activity and a more comprehensive review that involves doing credibility interviews with applicants' friends, family, neighbors, and previous coworkers and business associates. Industrial espionage is on the rise. The best way to protect your assets and business interests is to have a workforce built upon trust. Second, have your employees work under contract. If they're working in areas where they'll learn your trade secrets, be sure to have them sign a no-compete agreement. Also, make sure that they understand the scope of their duties. Having your employees think twice before stealing from you or sharing information with your competitors or clients is just a good procedure to help you protect your valuable assets. The next step that you can take to protect your assets is primarily psychological and not expensive at all. Simply explain your policy towards employee theft. Point out to your employees that violations will be prosecuted. Make sure that your employees are aware of their consequences and that you take this problem seriously. Doing so will mitigate any problems that you will have in the future and probably protect your business and your employees from errors. The next thing you can do, and sort of related to the previous point, is just to simply provide opportunities for your employees to report anonymously any suspicious behavior that they see in their coworkers. Possibly thieves will think twice if they know that someone in the company could be reporting them. The next thing that you can do to protect your assets is to do something that many businesses do, and that is to install security cameras. Now you can obviously do this in all places, or you can do it simply in areas where theft is likely to occur, which is why a professional investigation company can help you determine where those spaces might be. Now you have two choices when it comes to cameras. You can either install them covertly, or you can install them so that your employees are aware of their presence. We actually recommend the second option because it keeps your environment more open and it does help to mitigate any problems before they arise. If employees know that they're there, they're less likely to actually engage in any behavior that could be determined problematic for you. Alright, so no security measure makes any sense unless you're actually monitoring the environment within your company. Look out for unhappy or dissatisfied employees or those struggling financially. These are the employees that are most vulnerable to the idea of theft. Be sure to do integrity checks in regularly scheduled intervals, say every 3 years or so. This could involve interviewing other employees, having an interview with the employee that has access to vulnerable areas, or actually going out and again interviewing families, friends, associates, business partners, and so forth. Doing this both in an overt and undercover covert way can help to observe employee behaviors, understand their behaviors, and mitigate any risks that might arise. You should also build into your work process controls. For example, don't give the same employee tasks that would allow him or her to have complete control over a process. For example, a bookkeeper should never be in control of selling, receiving payment, and making payments. Nor should an employee be able to stock inventory, pull inventory, and ship it. Cross-train employees and rotate them on a regular basis so that you can see if another employee is breaking protocol. Always be sure to password protect documents and other sensitive information and build security protocols for accessing sensitive areas of your company. Another way to make stealing from your business more complicated is to check on a regular basis for missing numbers on checks, and also to look for purchase order and invoices that are not numbered sequentially. This will prevent your employees from toying with financial documents, because if they know that you're looking into it, they're less likely to take advantage of it. Also do unscheduled checks or audits of your financial documents and inventory. This will definitely help to either prevent toying with the financial documents and inventory before you do the check. If employees are aware of any possible audits, they're more likely to take steps to help resolve the problem so that you don't discover anything. If you do not want your employees to think that you are suspecting them of unlawful activity during these checks, you could also send them on vacation or take advantage of the rotation that you have going on in your employees that we mentioned in the previous step. So, we have listed a variety of things that you should be on the lookout for in order to mitigate any risk of employee theft. Unfortunately, we cannot guarantee that implementing these steps will protect your business all of the time. Industrial espionage, external threats, and employee mistakes are just a fact of life. However, by putting some of these things into practice, you're less likely to have problems. Being diligent and finding an outside objective observer to have on retainer or periodically hired to do comprehensive review of your security, including looking for or surveying employees' behavior, can help you to identify problems before they become major or exposed to the public.